What if I told you that the game has changed in 2025 and there is a way so simple you can be making your first trade by the end of this video? Stick around because I am going to reveal the most beginner-friendly trading strategy and the easiest way to start trading this year. And the secret, this strategy, it might surprise you. Listen, man, in 2025, trading does not have to be stressful and it does not have to be difficult. Now, one thing it is not easy, but what I'm going to show you is the most beginner-friendly strategy there is on the market. It happens every single day, and it's going to allow you to make money in these markets immediately. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, don't worry, I got you. We're going to head to the charts. We're going to break down some stuff. We're going to get straight into it. I use this strategy on a daily basis, but I also use it in other formats, other time frames, things like that. Let's keep it very simple for you guys. Head to the charts, break it down. And remember, we have a goal to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button so you can become a professional trader with professional profits. Let's get into it. So the first thing you want to do, if you don't already, you need TradingView. As you can see on my chart, this is the platform TradingView. Just type it in, it's free. You can knock out some charts, go from there. If you already got that, simple, let's get into the strategy. Number one, clean your damn charts. Get rid of all those indicators, get rid of everything. You don't need them. I'm gonna teach you how to read price action. It's gonna be very, very simple. We're gonna have to break down trends and understand the market structure, but then all we need is the hour time frame, the 5-minute time frame. We go from there. The first thing we want to do, this is going to be called the ICT OTE entry. I made a video on this before, but it's a little outdated. So I want to break down a little bit longer video because this is going to, I'm telling you, it's going to 10x your trading, 100x your trading because it's very simple, easy to follow. Doesn't work 100% of the time because nothing does in this market, but if you follow your plan, it can. So essentially, the first thing we want to understand is our market structure, right? Simple. You want to know when you come to the market, and we will show real examples, real life naked charts. You want to understand if you are bullish or if you are bearish. Simple. The way you understand that is, hey, if I'm bullish, I could draw a line from the bottom to the top. If I'm bearish, I could draw a line from the top to the bottom. Very simple, guys. Understand that. Always remember it. Now, as we go deeper in the structure, don't worry about this right now. But as we go deeper in the structure, we need to always be able to pinpoint our highs and lows, the actual levels, not liquidity levels. For example, this is our low, this is our high. Anything in between that does not take out what? So anything in between that is liquidity and is not important. Boom, right? As you can see that this high, this low, this high, this low, not important. Now, in the moment that we actually make that high, we can say, now, what was the lowest point? This low. What was the highest point? This high. That's our structure now, and we could trade within there. Now, when we're actually looking at the 5-minute, and I'll show you multiple, and then I'll show you real charts. When we're looking at the 5-minute OTE, we want to understand, hey, between our high and our low, or our low and our high, we want to look for an entry to continue to trend. Now, one thing you don't know is, if you don't understand premium and discount, it's simple. So in our premium levels, right, we have something like this where, let's draw out a graph really quick. When you want to buy a car, you want to buy it at a discount. And when you want to sell a car, you want to sell it at a discount, right or wrong, right? Anything in the middle is our equilibrium point. We don't necessarily want to be anywhere near that area because people are pretty, you know, agreeing on price, right? We may be able to sell at break even here or buy at break even here. You know what I mean? Now, anything on this spectrum down here, we want to buy, right? Anything in this spectrum up here, we want to sell because this is our 50% right here, right around this area. And this is our, you know, 68% level at the top and all those kind of things. And then down here, this is our, you know, 68 level on the buy side, or 0.708 level, right? So understand that in this range, right, think of this low and this high as this exact same thing. This is my low, this is my high. Or if you were selling over here, as you can see, this is my high and this is my low. So this would be my high, this would be my low. Anything on the top end of this range, right? So anything on the 50%, let's say this is low, this is the high, this is around 50% of the level. Anything below this, I'm looking to buy so we can move to the upside. Anything above it, it may not be the most ideal thing. We won't get a good position because sometimes we buy right here, price moves up, and then it comes way back down here into a discount of this level and then continues to move to the upside. So when we are looking at the OT entry, what we essentially want to do is have on the buy side, we want to have a level like so, where we actually create a low, right? So now our range is this high and this low. This is our range. Now what we would assume, if we were to stay bearish, we would come up here and then make a new lower low, but we don't do that. What we actually do is make a new low and then we take out a high. That shows strength in the market. The next thing we want to see is, hey, now we have our fib out. Now our fib helps us understand this idea right here with the 5-minute OTE, where this is my low, this is my high. I want to buy in a discount, never in a premium. So let me pull out my fib from the low to high, which is up here, right? And I want to see anything at this 61870 level. I'm looking to buy to the upside. I'm looking to enter there and then go from there, right? I hope this is, let me know in the comments if this is making sense. So when we get to this level now, this is not our high anymore. This is our high and this is our low. And we want to take our fib level and go to this high right here, or let me drag it up here so you can actually see. So from this low to this high. Now anything in this green area we are looking to buy, or deeper than that we are looking to buy. That's our 5-minute optimal trade entry, OTE, ICT. This is his concept. I learned it from him. I'm not even explaining it to the greatness that he is. So if you do want to explain more, just look up ICT OTE 5-minute entry on YouTube and it'll break it down. I'm just here to get you the information so I can help you. I don't give a damn who you get it from. Feel me? So we make a high, we come back to that optimal trade entry. Simple as this. We know that we trending in a bullish market, so we can now take this trade confidently. We also have a protected low right here. Why is this a protected low? Because it swept liquidity. These lows right here, it took these lows, all these stop losses and entries, people, breakout traders, took the lows. Then we immediately took the highs, took out this level, made this a strong protected level. We can set our targets up here or whatever, and then we get into a trade that's beautiful. On top of that, sometimes when we actually do that, one entry will also get what's our new range once we make the high? Well, this is our high and this is our new low. Oops. So we'll often get another entry here from this low to this high, and then again another entry right there. So potentially you, with this setup, you could get multiple entries, and then you can just stack them up and go like that and follow the trend. And it's the same thing on the sell side. As you can see, we have our setups here where, again, you know, we just want to always remember who's in control. Bears. Okay, where's my recent high and low? Well, this is my high, this is my low. Okay, that was respected. Once it gets taken, where's my new high and low? It's right here. Okay, cool. This is my new high and low. In this area, where would I be looking to take a trade from? Take your fib from low to high, high to low. And then all you want to say is, hey, when price crosses into this area, I'm looking for a trade. For example, you probably just enter right on the optimal trade entry, 0.618, or even you can enter here too. Just choose one and pick it. Sometimes it goes deeper, sometimes it don't. It's whatever. Me, I take the 618 all the time, most of it. Target this week low. If you haven't seen my video on week lows and highs, make sure you go check that out, because it'll help you hit big targets. So we can target this week low, and then anything else if we actually want. As you can see, price would have put us in profit, moved up a little bit more, swept this high, and then we get a monster move to the downside. And that's exactly what we show here. I do want to get into the real chart. So here's a brief example again. Finding our who's in control sellers, we know that already. Let's take our most recent high. Let's take our most recent low. We understand the range that we are in now. All we want to do is take our fib from this high to this low. We get our optimal trade entry. We place our entry here, and boom. Then we target a week low, or we target whatever we see in the distance. So I'm going to show you guys real examples of me trading this twice this week on NAS and US 30. Why I took it, I showed these trades a lot. I'm going to show them more, but let's break it down. Okay guys, so as you can see here, we have an area. It looks pretty dookie. Let's go to the 15-minute. And we have an area here where let's turn on our Asia session as well, so we can actually see why I would take this, and our midnight price, so I can show you why I would take this. So all these are ICT concepts, midnight price, and then we have this is just a midnight price line. It's just, you could draw it out yourself. It just shows you where the market actually opened up at 12 a.m. every single day, Eastern Standard Time. And then this is Asia session, so it just shows, hey, this is when Asia session started, and then, you know, consolidated or it pushed in a certain way. as traders were active in Asia. So essentially, when I woke up this day, I seen the high beat that was taken, I seen the low that was taken. All this wasn't here, right? Now, what I mapped out was, hey, let me see this high. This high was snatched, so we got some liquidity taken. We have a nice imbalance up here, so I mapped out this level, like, hey, potentially we may want to come up here. And then I also mapped out this level, like, hey, this was a nice flip. Like, we had a lot of reactions here, and then we took control from this level. So potentially that's why we seen price fall from there. I just needed to validate why price didn't come up here and why it stopped here. And the problem, the situation was, we pushed down, we pushed up, we tried these buyers out, buyers and sellers fought. Sellers took control at this price, pushed down price. Once we get back to that price, we get the same exact amount of sellers in the market, and it's a deeper push. So now my next level that I'm looking for is something like this. And the reason I'm looking for something like this is because it's super clean and it's a nice level to trade off. With the ICT OTE, it's usually only on the 5-minute time frame. I actually took this trade on the 15-minute time frame, but it's the same exact thing. Again, what is our most recent high and low? Who's in control? First of all, again, high to low. Bears, you need to be able to read that structure, understand, all right, bears are in control or sellers are in control. Cool. Okay. Did we sweep some liquidity? Yes, we got a nice liquidity sweep. Boom. And there's one more important thing that I didn't tell you guys, but we're going to get to it, so stay tuned to this strategy. So we got our sweep of liquidity. We know that bears are in control. Where's our most recent high and low? Is right here is our high, and our most recent low before this process was right here. Cool. As you can see, the trade right there. But now here's another thing we do. We take our fib from high to low like we did. We could drag this over, just to see, but we're going to this low right here. And then all we want to do is say, hey, where's our 618-705 level? Okay, cool. Now, in this case, our 705 and 618 level are pretty low. So you have to factor in things like an imbalance. So for me, what I essentially did was on this candle, where is it? What time is it? 8:30, we're at 9:15, boom, 9:30. So on the 9:30 candle, which is here, I entered right around that 7.705 level, and essentially what I did is just put my stops right up here. Oops, it's a pretty big stop loss, but I was fine with that, no issues. And then all I did was target the weak low. Very simple. Now, originally when I got into the trade, I had a nice rejection and we pushed down here. Now what I did was move my stop loss to this high because of this rejection. I believe that we were going to fall from there. Now, I took it out on this trade here, hitting here. So what I essentially did was just use the same exact strategy. I'm like, hey, ICT OTE, I still trust in it. I just didn't want to over risk. So I managed my risk, took a small L. I put my new entry here, put my stops there, tighter position, targeted the weak lows again, because these lows job is to take out this high. Again, if you haven't seen that video, make sure you go watch it, and then boom, we get in the market and we get a nice trade. Let's go over another example on the 5-minute chart. All right, guys, so here's a brief example. Again, number one thing, figure out who's in control. The easiest way to do that is go on the hour time frame or just zoom out like this. Now, right now, as we can see, we are consolidating. So currently, if you were to ask me who's in control, well, where's my price point at? Is it up here and we moving down here? If this is where we wanted to trade, though, we wouldn't see all this. So understand, hey, I took a bear, a lower low right here because we took out lows. We'll make a lower high potentially and make a lower low. That's what we could potentially do. Or we could make a lower low to make a lower high. I don't know, but what I would lean towards is I see price actually pushing to the downside, not pushing to the upside. So essentially what we would do is say, hey, I want to see a level that does what it needs to do. I want to see a level that taps into something else. Well, this level actually tapped into, and this is, I let all this happen over ahead of time. So this level actually tapped into something here. If you actually look across, we tapped into this range right here. It's called like a range of supply. So some people trade like this. I look at stuff like this, but I won't trade off the range. I'll just understand like, hey, from low to high, then we take a low. This was on the higher time frame, this is a key level. So price just tapped into the higher time frame and it tapped into it and ran away. So we tapped into something, we know we bearish. Now where's our most recent high and low? Our most recent high is, let's say, I would say here. You could say here, but I always use that high and then here, right? Then we want to take our fib out again. We want to take our fib from our high to low. And if you don't have the fib settings, drop a comment below. I'll let you know exactly what the fib settings are if you need help with that. So if you need the fib settings and what mine look like, just drop a comment below, ask, and I'll send them over to you. So now, essentially what we doing, one thing I didn't mention, and it's the most important about the ICT OTE, is you want to be between a time frame of 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, New York, and 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, New York. Now it's truly like 10:30, but I say 11 o'clock Eastern Standard, New York. Give yourself 2.5 hours, but it has to happen during that time, and it happens during that time most of the time, every day. 8:30 Eastern Standard Time to 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So let's test that out. So let's take our blue lines up here from these that we're mapping on our highs. Let's go to 8:30. As you can see at the bottom of my screen, that's where 8:30 started, right there. And then let's go to 11 o'clock, right here. Cool. So essentially, let's make a little line down from this point and this point. We can find our entry. Now, would you look at that? Beautifully happen. So we found out who was in control, bearishness. We figured out our most recent high and low. We mapped out our high to low so we could get our fib levels. We see our 0.708 level, and we see our 618 level. Again, I trade the 618 because sometimes it won't come all the way up there, and I just want to at least get in the market. And then a simple target of just targeting the lows, a nice trade. And then if you get a little bit more complex like me and my trading skills, I target Asia low liquidity or equal low liquidity, stuff like that. I could teach you another time, but this is the simplest strategy that you can find all over the place. Matter of fact, let's just go see if we can find a trade that I didn't take so I can show you that it happens all the time. All right, guys, so here's another example right quick. Again, early, if we're looking at our past and we're looking in this area, if we're looking at what happened, we have lows and we just trend into the upside, figure out who's in control. Obviously, bulls are in control. You see later in the day, bears went in control, but that's not the point. We want to execute on what we see, not what we think will happen. So essentially, we get this here. We get a push down. Now, one thing, let's map in our time. So let's go 8:30. Let's see, 8:30. See that line to 11 o'clock. So our entry needs to come between this time. Now, this is the clean thing about it. We can have a level like so, right, where we do all the things I needed to do. We need to sweep liquidity, we take a high, we show some intention, and we go from there, right? Well, we know bulls are in control. We have our time frame and where our entry could come at. We need to figure out our most recent high and low. Well, our most recent low is right here. And our most recent high, you can say, is, it would be this one here, I guess you would say. That gave us the pullback. And then essentially we want to take our fib, and we want to take our fib from our high to our, from our low to our high. And then again, all we want to do is enter on our 618 level between our time frame, which would be right here on this candle. Actually got right to it, and then we will put our stops here. Because it's such a bigger stop, honestly, you see this wick, if you don't think price will come all the way down there, then you can. But for me, I protect the lows. I don't care about the stop loss size. And then you could target what, 0.5, things like that, whatever you like. You could let price just run along, go break even, and go from there. But this is a beautiful entry. It happened crisply. It just happened perfectly. And that's what the ICT OTE entry is. Let's keep it simple, guys. Let's become professional traders. That's what I wanted to show you. Listen, as you start trading, that doesn't mean dive head in first and go crazy. One of the main things you need to do is, and the reason I showed you this, is you need to collect data. What that looks like is you just going back in time, scroll all the way to the left of your chart as far as you could go. And then all you do is look for this on the 5-minute chart all over the place. You screenshot it at the top right corner, you send it, put it in the Discord, put it in your notes, put it in the folder on your computer, or whatever you need to do. Save them. Train your mind to see it, train your brain to see it. And I hope this one helped you. Remember, we have a subscriber goal of 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If you haven't already, hit subscribe so you could become a professional trader with professional profits. Now, if this breakdown helped you and you love the OTE entry and ICT concept, leave a comment below on if you're going to use this, how you're going to use it. And if you have any questions, drop a comment below so I can come back with an answer, because I do answer all my comments and I'm here to help you. I see